23 million Americans are in unmarried yet committed relationships. And the question is, could playing house be a losing game for them? Hannah Seligson is the author of A Little Bit Married, How to Know When It's Time to Walk Down the Aisle or Out the Door. Also with us, Veronique Colaprit and her boyfriend, Chris Edmond, and CHRISTEL Winkler, who lives with her boyfriend's parents, no less, which is an extension on this whole theme here this morning. Did I get your last name right? Close enough.
Close enough.
All right, very good. First off, you write this book as a cautionary tale.
Oh, sort of a cautionary tale, but also to explore the new romantic rite of passage.
Right. But what happened to you personally?
Well, I was a little bit married, and I thought it was headed for marriage, and
Right.
it was not. But my experience just shed light on so many other young people who are going through the unmarried, committed relationship.
Well, what happened to you?
So I thought it was headed for marriage. My boyfriend didn't, but that unearthed a much larger trend. There are now 6.7 million same-sex couples who are, different sex couples who are living together,
Right.
And 23 million Americans are in unmarried, committed relationships.
Right.
This is happening everywhere.
All right. So how do we learn from this then? Here is the question. Now, how old are you guys?
30.
29.
30 and 29.
Yes.
Are you living together currently?
No.
No.
You're thinking about it though.
Yes.
How long have you been dating?
A year and change.
A year and
half.
change?
Yeah.
And you view this as a bridge to marriage or just something better than what you were doing before?
No,
No,
it's
absolutely a bridge to marriage. Our next step right after we live together would be getting engaged. So it's kind of like a trial period before engagement.
Right. Isn't there some statistic about if you're engaged first, your chance of having a successful marriage is better?
There's a new study that just came out that said cohabitation, people who are engaged before they move in together have a higher success rate. But those statistics need a big disclaimer because because we know that if you only live with one person before you get married, you have a no higher chance of getting divorced.
No,
so Veronique and Chris are in great shape.
Right. And now, what advice would you give to them now?
Well, I would say, and they've already followed this, and they're sort of the A Little Bit Married poster children because they've talked about what it means. You guys are on the same page.
Right.
You've come up with your scratch pad of who owns the IKEA couch and who owns a flat screen
Well, this
TV.
is interesting because we had this conversation last week. These new things called DNUPs.
DNUPs.
Now,
right.
you're writing anything down or?
No. I think no, we're not. I think we're just kind of going in little steps. It's
Right.
What
do you hope to learn about moving in together? You personally, look at me,
Personally?
talk to me, don't.
No, I think you actually need to move in with each other before you get engaged, before you get married, because it's such a big commitment, and you want the next 50, 60 years of your life to work out nicely together.
Right.
So
You
it's-
want to buy before you try.
Yeah, exactly.
Try before you buy.
Okay, now let's get Crystal in here very quickly. You live with the parents of your boyfriend?
I do,
And
in
how long
fact.
have you and your boyfriend lived together?
We have, in fact, we're long distance right now, but we've been together for 8 years. And we've
Right.
been living together for almost about 7.
Do you have any advice for them?
You have 5 cats, right?
We do.
Who has custody?
That's debatable. There are certain cats that are his and certain cats that are mine.
But you also have an interesting story because of your mother.
Yes, my mother is very traditional, and she thinks I'm wasting my time because we haven't gotten married. We've been together for 8 years.
Right.
But I actually have no desire to get married.
But once he
Neither
gets
does
out of
he.
vet school, he'll have the dough to keep you in
But
custody.
but Crystal is also
All right.
an example because she doesn't want to have children, right? So
That's correct.
Which is a whole other kettle of fish. We got to go. Thanks very much for joining us. Good luck.